is going to be going back to the Minerals Commission to go and head the place if we should come to power. And I'm here with him. So if I tell you that when we win, you are coming back to do your Galamsey, I know what I'm talking about. How do you expect the government to succeed in this fight when you continue like this? And let me tell you what happened. Because of this campaign that the NDC have been waging in the mining areas, we lost almost every constituency that has a mining community. All the constituencies with mining going on, we lost it. And you know why we lost it? Because the opposition party has come to tell them that vote against the government. They are trying to take your livelihood away from you. They are sacking you from the vote for us. When we come, we'll let you come and mine. Barbara Otinjesi, the former MP for Pistia, she's one person that my heart always bleeds for her. She's one of the best MPs you can think of. Of all the things Barbara Otinjesi did for her people, she lost the election simply because of the president's fight against Galamsey in her area. And it's simply because the opposition party had then given the people an alternative. The alternative was, vote for us so you can continue your Galamsey, or vote for the MPP for them to chase you out of the forest from doing Galamsey. And I'm saying these things because I have video. I will not put your production in any challenge or difficulties if I don't have evidence. And so if you may, I will give you the video and I'll let you play the video for everybody to see exactly what it is that I'm saying.
Okay. So all I do on this show is I say, this is not my platform. The KSM show is the platform for my guest. I have another show called Talk Shop and the Miami platform. I'm becoming feelings. So no, but on this show, if you're going to say things before you back it up,
back it. Trust me, I'm a Equiapim bred, thoroughbred Equiapim boy. Respect for people and people's credibility and integrity is key. That's how I was groomed. If you ever hear me mention a name of an individual in anything, believe that I have facts or evidence. Otherwise, I can't even go home. If I live here without proving all the things I've said about the NDC and Galamsey, my mother would actually lash me. Because that's how we are trained. I'm a pure Methodist boy, a Capitan boy. So I'm giving you the video so you play.
Okay.
Now, everything I have told you will be heard in the video.
Let's take a quick minute. Producer, Pacho, let's see the video he's talking about.
I want to make a say no more. You see, I'm going to have no. Said the land in the city. Obeka, Namebua, after on the 11th, on the 7th, and she say, at the mom, because on one of us I got now. Said the Bay, you know, no brain or my Jumata clay. Which would be not a silly. Now, so that's how I was 1 month out of Kakoheim. Now, so the other Bay Juma. Now, so do Chromo call for Friday. Eddie, and 2 Quaco to Abana, John Daman Mahama, a 2 diet. Yeah, Galamsey, Ghana betu Galamsey. And I do man I no so see in another vanguard for no that for. And the players are crackers say, Yatu Abaya, Mubesa vanguard in Mukina. Yayan now say, I'm about when the good man on the 7th, on the 8th, on the 9th. Yabana Mahama in Mumramba. And now, Mekano, Yamiadum. This is Yami Buana Mutama John Dramani Mahama. Namutama Abubakar Sadika. Namusi said, John Mama Adim Kunim. I got a Sadis Adim Kunim. That's the difference one. Muya Majuma. Namu Soja, you will see her. So, Wabakama. Musi who? If you are Tremor, Humayan Twabano, never Moya Mohubai. Vanguard no Omumuno. Vanguard no Edaso. About 20 no my day. In my money, I who come on Vanguard day. Oh, if you are Tremor, your Dutch about on a day. Yadamasi.
Wow.
What's the Obama was saying to him? You see, my advocacy for democracy in this country is, let's be honest, let's be sincere. Let our politicking be based on competitive ideas, superior ideas.
It's not such a good evening because the Black Stars failed to win the game against Sudan. I was at Accra Sports Stadium earlier today and we'll bring you some videos of my own news reporting. which I did at the stadium. You know, my first love is news reporting, and I was thrilled that I had the opportunity to do that today at the stadium. Now, 27 minutes past the top of the hour at 9 o'clock. Good evening and welcome to the show. Tonight, we have quite a lot. We do have an interview with some young people. I'm always delighted when we are interviewing young people who are doing stuff in development and stuff in encouraging other young people. We do have that interview coming up, so it's going to come up soon. Those of you who liked our documentary about Mahamudu Bawumia's 61st anniversary, where we put out a political documentary introducing his campaign of 2012, those who liked it, we will show it again tonight. It's 10 minutes long, and it shouldn't be that much. Okay, so now let me make a statement on what happened yesterday. And yesterday we all woke up in the morning and we're anticipating the much advertised, widely publicized TUC action. But between the hours of 4 o'clock and say about 7, the TUC action changed. The TUC, after deliberations with other stakeholders and other groups, came to a conclusion that perhaps, just perhaps, they might not need the industrial action at all, because they were sensitive to the plight of Ghanaians, that this industrial action may completely destroy and hold our society on for weeks, and that will be adding to the Galamsey problem. The Galamsey is a menace. It's a major problem, but should we be adding to it? I'm guessing that that's what the TUC thought about and decided that we don't have to add to Ghana's problem. Let's work together. Congratulations to everybody around the table who helped to bring the country back to even keel. That's what I'll say. Those who have helped bring the country back to even keel. Thank you very much for that. Now we are ready to move on. So for those political parties or those politicians for whom the TUC, advertised TUC industrial action was their campaign message, I think that the nation has moved beyond that. We've all come together as a country and decided what to do about this menace. Part of what to do is that government must step up its efforts. And as you may have heard on radio this morning, a military detachment has been deployed, and they've started working in the eastern region, especially on the water bodies, to ensure that this menace is curtailed to the barest minimum. So that's happened. Now, so the government statements came out that way. Now, those who were hoping that this is their campaign message, that TUC will be on strike, and it's their campaign message. Now, TUC has gone out of the way, haven't they? Let us now hear you on the campaign message. Let us hear what you are saying. 2 months to election. It's 2 months to go. Who is saying what and who is not saying what? So later tonight, as part of the show, I'll be picking up the Ghana map and I'll put on the screen, and I'm going to do what is the MPP's quickest path to the victory of 2024. And I'm going to put up the same map and say, what is the NDC's quickest path to the victory of 2024? So that's coming up. That's my main touch screen conversation tonight. We are identifying the potential path to victory of either the MPP or the NDC. And you viewers can make a determination of whose path is easier, whose path could be faster. That's our own speculative analysis about the path to victory for the two main political parties. We also have something on Ikradonko to show you. So what do we have? Many things. We'll TUC to start, and then we will do football. I have news reporting activities earlier this evening at the Accra Sports Stadium, where the Black Stars were held to a painful goalless draw by their Sudanese counterparts. The big story from the game is that the Sudanese coach, the head of their bench, is former Asante Kotoko left winger, former Black Stars captain and left winger, and former coach of the Ghana Black Stars, the legendary Mayele, they call him, Kwesi Appiah. He's the coach of Sudan. And the Sudanese celebrated the draw. And you'll be seeing videos from my own camera as I reported from the Accra Sports Stadium. Yeah, that's part of it. That's part of the videos from my own camera over there. This is the Accra Sports Stadium. The ladies dejected going away after the game earlier this evening. And let me show you a few things that I captured. So this is the Upper Terrace side, the old Accra Stadium. We used to call it Upper Terrace. And now this is the field. This actually is at the end of the game, and the stadium was still full at the end of the game. Many Ghanaians were concerned about the outcome and the opportunities that were missed by the Black Stars. So you'll find from my camera at the stadium, you'll see these are all the important people at the VIP. That's Stephen Appiah in the red shirts you saw. These are the Sudanese people, they were very, very excited, congratulating each other for obtaining a point from here, Ghana, as they came to the Accra Sports Stadium. They came to see, and also to some extent they conquered the Black Stars at the end of the game, going over to the Osu stand, trying to cheer up the team and assure the team that there was a lot more to come. But now the situation of the team is precarious. The Black Stars now need to win all 3 games left, or at least win 2 of the 3 games convincingly and draw 1, depending on other results. We are back at the same place, Ghana. We are back at the same place where we are calculating the plus or minus of what somebody is doing. These are the Black Stars players completely, and the Black Stars supporters. Keto Kreko in your shot over there, the Minister of Sports as well in your shot over there. These are the VIP seats that had been emptied at the end of the game. Kreko Foso Asare over there. This is also for my camera. This was a corner kick that I was expecting the Black Stars to score out of. They didn't. And I continued to video the game. There you go. And you can't do that because the game is commercialized. So you can just take a little bit of it once of the field. These are some of the Sudanese people. All of these captured by my own camera. The Black Stars were at it in their resplendent white jersey. The stadium was looking really good. There you see the Leonard Attorney General for Justice. Then this is Kweko Furiasama, the Minister for Transport. And then the Sudanese important people. This is at the presidential stand at the Accra Sports Stadium. There is the Minister for Sports, Mustafa. And this young man was quite upset at some point. There you go. There he's angry. There he's very, very angry. And the Minister for Sports is calming him down. He says, please take your time. Take it easy, man. We're going to win. At that time, was it over? It was over. Attorney General also in the stands chatting with other people. Kweko Furiesiama, Minister for Transport, some of the Sudanese delegation, also the VIP. See how elated they are. And they are very, very elated. And that's the Accra Sports Stadium, a full Accra Sports Stadium. Okay, we'll come back to this in some detail. Let's now get onto the touchscreen and do some more analysis, shall we? What do we have here? So organized labor suspended the nationwide Galamsey strike. And I'm just saying that for those political parties who believe that the nationwide strike that was advertised for Galamsey was their political message. Now, the strike is over, it's gone. Ghana has moved forward. We've moved together as one people to try and solve our problems without the interference of politics. It is now left for politicians to tell us what they'll be doing about the problems that we have. We have 2 months to go. So those who felt that the Galamsey issue was their campaign message, that's out of the way. From Monday, come back onto the campaign platform and tell us what your campaign message is. America is now in the home stretch. They're almost done. They have 1 month to go, less than 1 month actually to go for their voting. We have about 2 months to go for our voting. We need to hear from our people, our politicians, our frontline politicians, and the 2 most important parties. We need to hear from them. What is the deal for 2024? Do I have this put in? Yes. So this is the statement that was signed by organized labor. Organized labor has suspended the planned nationwide strike, which was scheduled for Thursday, October 10th, that's today, in protest against illegal mining, commonly known as Galamsey. The reason is that organized labor is now pleased with government's enhanced measures and time-bound measures in respect of demands by the labor unions to fight illegal mining. This is coming after a meeting between the government, leaders of organized labor, and the Ghana Employers Association on Tuesday, October 8, 2024. Now, the Secretary General of the Trade Union Congress, Joshua Ansah, announced the suspension on Wednesday, October 9th, at a press conference and said the concessions offered by the government was significant to the demands of organized labor. He said organized labor will keenly monitor the implementation measures by the government, and government will hear from us if it fails to do the needful. The statement goes on. This suspension comes just days after organized labor had signaled its intent to proceed with the strike, expressing dissatisfaction with government's earlier efforts to address the menace. The measures based on which organized labor has agreed to suspend the nationwide strike are revocation of the Mining in Forest Reserves Regulation, LI 2642, Another one is a directive by the President for the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources to submit a memorandum for the revocation of regulation to Parliament when it reconvenes on Tuesday, October 15. The redeployment of military and law enforcement agencies to flush out illegal miners from water bodies and the forest reserves, etc., etc. I won't go to the background. But that's how the labor issue ended. It ended on a very good note. It looked like there's a lot of maturity in the system, and that's what we can say. I'm still concerned about those who were attacking the doctors. Eduji Tamaklo, he is the head of legal at the NDC. It was. And many people saw me on the street and said, who was that who put that message? He didn't want to mention his name. I said, his name is Tamaklo. He is the head of legal. Now, Mr. Tamaklo, you are head of legal of NDC. You went out to say that Dr. Sriboa has a price. Now, it's not just Dr. Sriboa who has left the demonstration based on reasonable thinking. Everybody else has left. Do they also have a price? Is Mr. Tamaklo going to apologize to Dr. Sriboa for bringing his name down? Somebody you don't know, somebody you have no idea of, you don't know his ethos, you don't know his family, you were not his lecturer at medical school, you have no way to assess his character just because he is the president of the Ghana Medical Association. And he announced that by a poll conducted by his leaders, they are unable to join the demonstration. You wrote this kind of thing about him. National Security appears to have spoken to the president of the Ghana Medical Association, Dr. Frank Sriboa. Everyone has a price. Tamaklo, this is very, very low of a lawyer called to the bar, solicitor of the barrister at law and solicitor of the Supreme Court of Ghana. For you to write this kind of thing because you think you are NDC's head of legal, it gives you the right to malign another person that he has taken bribe. I mean, this was the lowest for me on Tuesday. Now, Tamaklo should come and answer. And NDC people who were attacking Dr. Sriboa should answer. Ghana National Association of Teachers, they also walked out that they are not interested. GPRTU, they also walked out that they are not interested. All of these people have a price according to Mr. Tamaklo. Young man, up and coming young man who has a bright future because of politics behaves like this. You call people names that you have no justification for. No, absolutely no justification. I thought journalists do that and we're always worried about it. This is another one. Disorganized labor, the fruit of Galamsey. The thing called money. That's Rexoma. Rexoma wrote that. Look at all of them. Obobi, a country called Ghana. I cannot understand how these people feel that when there's chaos in Ghana, then it's better for them. Every Ghanaian is happy that there's no more TUC strike. Every Ghanaian is worried about Galamsey. Every Ghanaian is worried about water bodies being destroyed. Every Ghanaian is worried about it. But every Ghanaian is also happy that the system is not going to be ground to a halt because of a TUC strike. Every Ghanaian is happy that government responded in the way they responded so that TUC is making reference to government response that won't do the demonstration again. But some politicians, because of their selfish interest, particular selfish interest, and that's what Nana Kwame Bediako was talking about, that this demonstration is not going to join, even though he's a youth mobilizer, because it has nothing to do with Galamsey's political interest. And there you see the evidence. This is the evidence. Labor unions were going on strike to shut down the country. They made demands of government that if government doesn't do X, Y, Z, they will go on strike. Government says, I will meet you. I will do X, Y, Z. And the process has started. And then some politicians are angry. And then they are rather blaming people. I heard somebody was on CTFM today talking like he doesn't even understand the red, gold, green colors. So sometimes journalists sit on radio or they call themselves journalists, whatever it is, and they talk as if they own the country. Sometimes, I don't know how I guess it. Maybe because when you're a journalist and you sit on radio and you get out of town and the people see you, they say, oh, that's Evans Mensah. Oh, that. I think it gets into their head. So when they come and sit on the radio, they don't know that they are there because all of us cannot be there. Somebody must be there. I'm not here because I'm the most intelligent person. I'm here because I am here. There's somebody at home who has more information than me. That's why when I'm presenting like that and my phone is not with me, I rush for my phone because all kinds of viewers are texting me something. You got this wrong. Say this one. Say this again. This is the story. And we get a lot of stories from people who are at home. Some of those people at home can present this program better, but they are pharmacists. They go to the pharmacy every morning to do their work. Some can present this better, but they are plumbers. They go to their plumbing factory to do their work. Some can do this program better, but they are mechanical engineers. They are repairing engines. Some can do this program better, but they are teachers. So the fact that I am doing this program, it doesn't mean that I'm the best person to do it. I have to endeavor to do my best to give the viewers the information that whilst they were busy, they couldn't find, and then they can find the information with me. So I take my car to the mechanic. He fixes for me. The mechanic closes. He goes home. I give him Good Evening Ghana. I feed him with the information, and I give him the analysis, and he can decide to buy it or not to buy it. But sometimes journalists think that because they are speaking and because there's microphone in front of them, they can run down everybody and anybody. When we were growing up as journalists, this is one of the cautions that if you were properly trained by the proper people, this is always a caution they tell you, from David Gatitego, who trained some of us, to Edward Fachi and Tommy Forsen and all of them. They will tell you that never get it into your head. But that's what is happening. You tune the radio this morning, hey, and governments have politicized Galamsey, and they are frustrated that a demonstration that was going to hold the nation down did not happen. I thought that it's only frustrated politicians, disorganized labor, the thing called money. That's Rex Oman. I like Rex Oman's music, by the way, but I don't like his statement here. Doctors, nurses, chemists, and GPRTU members now consider themselves essential workers. A country called... What was all this pain that the country is going to work? That Friday there will be no demonstration, the country will be together. What was this pain about? And they rather are pointing fingers that somebody is angry and somebody has paid money. They started by those of you who know Edudzi Tamaklo, tell him that even if he doesn't apologize to Dr. Srebor, he should ask for forgiveness from God, because these things are seeds that you sow. These things. And I've texted him. If you go on his phone, I've texted him all these things I'm saying. Mr. Tamaklo, be very careful. These are not things you do in life. You are a young man. Be careful. You look at Dr. Srebor, you don't know him. You say he has taken bribe. His children go to school and other children say that, hey, they say your father took bribe. Is that the kind of society you want to build? You have absolutely no shred of evidence, not one. But you say he took bribe because he said that the Ghana Medical Association have taken a vote among 21 council members, and the vote outcome is that they will not join the strike. And then you come and say that Dr. Srebor has been bought by the government. Tamaklo, you should be ashamed of yourself. You carry an important name from the Volta region like Tamaklo, and you behave like you're a rogue. Your name is Tamaklo, a very distinguished name. You behave like you're a rogue. You call somebody you don't know. You don't have any respect for people. Who trained you? Is that how Tamaklos behave? That's not how Tamaklos behave. We know the Tamaklos. That's not how they behave. You are disgracing an important name just because you want to show that you are the one who can insult so that your party will give you reward. Fair enough. But you have to be careful. Dr. Srebor will not say anything to you. He doesn't do media. He's practicing his medicine. But you have to learn that in life, when you drop the seed, it will come back to you. You call somebody a thief. You don't know anything about him because he won't go on strike to aid your politics. He should go on strike so that it will aid your politics. You are running for elections. You have no message. 2 months to go. You work for an important person like a former president, John Dramani Mahama. All of you who work for John Dramani Mahama, he's a very, I wrote this to Tamaklo also, that it hurts me how you people are debasing John Mahama. It is those people around John Mahama who are debasing. His Excellency, a former president, and you work for John Mahama, and these are the things you write about Dr. Srebor has a price. Do you know him? Have you seen him before? Have you seen him at work? Do you know anything about his family? Do you know his ethos? You think politics allows you to just come and run down somebody because Srebor doesn't have media? Srebor doesn't have journalist friends. Srebor doesn't go and meet with journalists, Yaya Koku and those funny people somewhere. So he doesn't have access to them. So you have access to them. You will post your thing on social media and run him down. Really? You ought to be asking God for forgiveness. If you won't talk to Dr. Srebor, Edudzi Tamaklo is the one I'm talking about. You have a name like Tamaklo, you behave like a rogue. Are you a rogue? Tamaklos are not rogues. You have a very important name to protect. Don't let politics and people clapping for you and saying that you went to Good Morning Ghana and you insulted Woon to me, so you are happy. Don't let that get into your head. Dr. Srebor is not a politician. Those of us in the political spaces, fine, I'm a political journalist, I'm frontline. I'm a right-wing reporter, I support the right wing, I'm frontline. You can come after me, no problem. I have Good Evening Ghana, I'll come after you with it. So no problem. Dr. Srebor doesn't do these things. He doesn't come on radio. He's just the president of the Ghana Medical Association, elected by his peers, and he's doing his work. And TUC say they are going on strike, and he calls the council members. TUC are going on strike. Shall we join The council member said no. And you, Tamaklo, you sit down and come and write here that he has taken money from national security, that he has a price. Are you sick? Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Because you can talk on radio. So you can insult anybody because elections are coming. One day, you go to the hospital and you or your family member will be needing help from Dr. Sribo. Dr. Sribo will take the list and say that, what's the name of the person? And they will say, Eduji Tamaklo, and say, hey, please, I don't want to deal with this. And his colleagues will beg him that, Dr. Sribo, it doesn't matter. This is how you people create problems for yourselves. Young people who are up and coming, this is how you create problems for yourself. You don't understand that in the society, you can be bold, you can be blunt without insulting anybody and without impugning people's integrity. You cannot impugn people's integrity, especially without evidence. The other day, I presented here what I thought was a very excellent presentation, and I'm still very proud of that presentation. A very, very important man in Ghana. Maybe some of you, as I'm saying the story, you will guess, but I won't mention his name. He sent me a text the next morning. He said, oh, so you managed to impugn my integrity yesterday. Thank you very much. Now, it is true that I managed to impugn his integrity, but I did this with the facts here. I brought all the facts. I said, no, Mr. Semani, Mr. Tamaklo, learn how to respect people in your political communication and in your desperation for power, about which many politicians are desperate. Learn how to respect people. Very, very important. Now, we are still worried about Galamsey, and we are still worried about politicians who support Galamsey. This is my friend, Mustafa Agbande. He was here in the studio the other day. He's the only NDC person who has been on this show to be interviewed. I met him in Asin North when we were talking. You know, in Asin North, I got an interview with Elvis Ankra. That interview with Elvis Ankra in Asin North was arranged by a very important NDC person who called me on the phone and said he can see me on TV. And have I seen how the MPP has been defeated? And he was teasing me. And I said, well, I'm still here. Your people don't want to talk to me. He said, who is that? I said, Elvis. He said, okay, I'll call him. And then I was there and they said, okay, Elvis will do the interview. So then I did the interview with Elvis. And then that's the day I saw Mustafa Agbande. And he said that we should talk. So he came on the show. This is Mustafa Agbande. As one of those politicians, you have them in MPP and you have them in NDC. When we have the evidence in MPP, we will show it. But we are showing this to show that the political class have a very important role to play. And I said that the other day. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is the only person in the political class who has said that I will put my politics on the line. Nobody has said that. There's Mustafa Agbande campaigning for votes in the Galamsey areas recently. This is what he said.
Senjame Boa, na NDC, December 7th, the two of them, Emma Omampeli John Ramani Mahama, Emma President, Edumano, Uma Koswa, and I want back and we want to China for and we want to do over to ensure so and we want to say ensure and this will be cassette. Yeah, blue and I want to say ensure someone can say Dr. Mahmoud Baumia called China and of course the Kabewa. And over China for number. And woman can farm a shade, the other woman, and a woman to go, and will show the soul. And this is a about Yaba Pump China for me.
Mustafa, he's not the only politician who has done this, but this is the crisis of the Galamsey. And that's why the whole country is united behind the government's new extended policy to try and work on this. I'm sure by next year, we'll get a policy full throttle that will deal with this. Parliament must have a look at it, and we all must have a look at it, because the Galamsey is actually getting to menacing limits. But that's Mustafa Agbande, he's an NDC man. He said that when John Mahama is elected, And I heard somebody on radio this morning, I think it was on Joe, he spoke very well. I believe it was Ken Ashigbe, Dr. Ken Ashigbe. He spoke very well. He said that during tomorrow, the Catholic Accra Diocese is doing this Rosary March against Galamsey. And he was concerned that the politicians should sign a pact. Because in his words, as I heard him on Joy, he didn't want politicians to take advantage of anything. That is where the conversation should have started. And I'm guessing that some of the TUC leaders were aware that this whole strike, calling the president to declare a state of emergency, was being pushed as an agenda by political interest, as Nana Kwame Bediako said. So some of the leaders felt that we're not going to allow political interest to railroad us into anything. As soon as Dr. Srebo made a statement, somebody said that he's calling for an impeachment of Dr. Srebo. Now the demonstration has been called off. Everybody has agreed with Dr. Srebo. So Dr. Srebo is in good company. Tamaklo, the one who insulted Dr. Srebo, he is in the worst company. And all the NDC people are, take his photograph off. You part. I'll take it off my back. What is that? I don't put disrespectful people on my screen. A disrespectful boy. Just totally disrespectful. Mustafa is my friend. He's fine. That's why you can leave him there. That guy is so disrespectful. You sit in your place, you don't know somebody, and then you just say that he has collected bribe. How many bribes have you collected? Have you been collecting bribe, and that is why you think that the doctor doing his work? I don't like it when doctors are attacked publicly when they are not politicians, because the work they do is sacred and is completely different. And they don't, when the doctor goes on the operating table, they don't ask for lawyers. Sometimes they even ask politically exposed lawyers at the Bar Association. There are plenty. The other day, Nana Akufo-Addo wanted to run for the president of the Ghana Bar Association. And he told his friends that I'm a politically exposed lawyer, so I don't think that I should do it. I want the bar to be sacred. The bar people should not be politicians. Okay, a lot of water has gone under the bridge since then. So now we have a politically exposed president of the Ghana Bar Association, Efo Agate, who is very, very MPP. But she defeated another heavily politically exposed lawyer for the NDC, Agbesi Jakwasu, at the bar event. So doctors don't, unless they have come into mainstream politics, Dr. Kwame Safwedu, Dr. Adokufo, Dr. Omane Boama, who else? Dr. Richard Anani, they have come into politics, so that's okay. But doctors who are not in politics and they are doing their Ghana Medical Association work, and then we sort of drive them into, it's terrible. And then you can't accuse the man that he has taken money. He's taking bribe. When you are not standing there, you have no evidence, no shred of evidence, nothing, zero. And then you, small boy, you go and tell the man that he has taken bribe, and you are publishing it, you are mentioning his name. How can you do something like that? You are a lawyer, a barrister at law and a solicitor of the Supreme Court of Ghana, where you know, you have been trained, you have been taught that you cannot say things about people. We have been doing this program for 20-something years. Not a single defamation suit. We shout more than any other program. We conduct analysis. We dissect more than anybody else. Not that the people have not tried to sue us. Togbe Afede tried to sue us. His lawyers told him that Togbe, this one cannot go to court. Other people try to sue us. They are told by their lawyers that this cannot go, because we are careful what we say. Kisi Ajabi has tried to sue us. His lawyers told him that this one cannot go to court. Because you can't go to court. The things we have said here, it is not actionable. You a lawyer, you stand there and tell somebody that he has taken bribe. So, because he took bribe, he doesn't want to go on a demonstration so that it will aid your political fortunes. Your political fortunes should be aided by a TUC demonstration. Don't you have a message for the people to vote for you? You want a TUC demonstration to aid your political fortunes? How can we be living in a country and building a country like that? Such a beautiful country. How can we build it like this? No. No. Okay, I saw a video that I want to share with you. A nice, handsome gentleman was sitting in a radio studio, confessing to crime, total political crime. The crime that he has committed is so huge, but it's political, so it's not a crime under the Criminal Offences Act as such. But it is a political crime. And he committed it. And he's expressing his regrets for it. I'd like you to see this video, viewers. Today's Thursday, so we can relax a little bit. I'd like you to see this video. Please have a look at it.
NDC more, Kamijaya NDC nache. Yeah, because I could see some of me do we are sending training because I'm the NDC intra. I was NDC communicator.
Am I way like which
yeah, like we can't draw because that is what we do. We're under propaganda communication team. No, and at the end of black press, white.
I said that can't actually.
I break record in Kumasi. One of the TV stations. Let do so and I'm sorry. I see a started program by 6:37. Me nyanga na ntuma tare. Me send pompono sa de koye, but I defended at the end of the say me and me say sa. Me want you do me light. Sometimes they will put you, they will put us, then they will train you. Muka munkasi, munesi. Ntuboza asemba kuna tobia. Etimi the communicator be a organ be the same thing intimacy.
Oh, okay.
So we learned a lot of lies from there, and I regret that one. But to say me nyang we are nyako podim bonya chimi. Maybe people me try throw that because
yeah,
I tried to do the best communication being Ghana I say that. The communication I'm doing for MPP, me who communicate to Ghana I say Yebi. What I do is I go around the 16 regions, you know. Project are buying a the way we do the Ugusuye, the Enya soye, me training in Adichile. No communicator in Ghana is doing that thing. And I do it.
It's 10 o'clock on the hour. Good evening, Ghana is live. Let's do the football. We'll take some text message. You have an interview to conduct today, and a young lady is in the studio. This is an amazing story, viewers. Now, she's so young, and she's been helping people in development. They are a group that helps people to develop their stuff, and she'll come to the studio and you listen to her amazing story. Now, sometime around 3 o'clock today, I received a call from Jamal. You remember Jamal? He was here on Tuesday. And, oh, this is a photograph. I like this photograph, isn't it? Oh, did I take this after the game or before the game? I don't know. This is a... So I saw something that impressed me at the stadium. The police have mounted exhibition centers at the Accra Sports Stadium today. And it's free to enter, and then you go in and the police are showing you developments that have happened in the police, etc., etc. They are doing some good PR work, isn't it? So I was with this police officer. And so you see, these cameras you see here are for the police TV. So if you are a young man and you're a journalist or you want to be a journalist and you want to be in the police, it looks like the police service are creating a huge platform for media and publication and to generate their own narrative. They don't want to rely on mainstream media. I think it's a good thing. So I saw this guy and I went in and I took this photograph with him. And when he saw me, he said, "Hey, Mr. Paul, and no, I'm a show program. No." I said, "Yeah, that is good. I'm happy that he was watching." Ah, this is another photograph of me. Oh, I see. I didn't know these nice people were standing behind me. Okay, so I'm guessing this one too is after the game ended. I was wearing my Black Stars jersey, the one Jamal gave me. Thank you to the Honorable Minister for Sports. He was also there, but it wasn't a very good day. And so, yeah. Sometimes when you see a photograph of yourself, you know, you kind of feel nervous, etc., etc. All righty, okay. It's like, oh, I'm doing the same arm folding that I did in the photograph. Okay. All right. I'm nervous. Let's get to the video and see what description we can give you from what we saw at the Accra Sports Stadium, recorded from our own cameras earlier today. So this is our video of the match itself. When this actually is after the match. This is a video that we showed you already. Those who are just joining us, this video has showed already tonight on Good Evening Ghana. We were just capturing the mood of the stadium after the game, the goalless draw game. I'm yet to see the action on television to see how Antoine Semenya managed to miss that chance. I mean, at the stadium, we thought it was a goal. We were waiting for the nets to sort of shake and etc. and nothing happened. And everybody was asking the other, what happened? How didn't they go in? What happened? Everybody was asking the other person what happened. And I thought that Stephen Appiah, the former captain of the Black Stars, Sudanese supporters, I don't know whether they came from Sudan or they live here, but they were congratulating each other, and rightly so, at the end of the game at the Accra. Kwame Banu-Akun in your shot there, Professor Kwame Banu-Akun of the Economics Department, and also of GMPC in your shot over there. So that's end of the game, the Accra Sports Stadium, the supporters looking quite unhappy, dejected. It was difficult to tell whether we were unhappy with the game that the Black Stars played or that we were sympathizing with the Black Stars for hard luck. Some people thought that the Black Stars could have killed this game in the first half, but for a poor performance. The second half, the Black Stars definitely lifted their game, but somehow luck was to elude the team at the most crucial moment. So there are some of the supporters. The stadium was quite full, appreciably. I was happy and delighted to see Mr. Kojo Bonsu at the stadium. I've not seen him in a while, so Kojo Bonsu and I had a long chat. We were talking about politics, of course, about who's going to win the election, etc. Here, some of the videos captured from our own cameras at the Accra Sports Stadium. This is when the game was still going on. And yes, this is in the Black Stars area. This is the second half, towards the end of the game. At this time, it was about 10 minutes to go. And there you see Attorney General Godfrey Yeboah-Dame, GFA President seated, Keto Kreku, Uforesiama Minister for Transport, other personalities at the VIP, the Sudanese delegation, all of them waiting. That is Mrs. Dame jumping in expectation that the Black Stars were going to score. This is the Chief of Staff of the Ghana Football Association, the young man. Oh, there he goes, there he goes, there he goes, there he goes. And the Minister for Sports is going to pat him and say, calm down, brother. We will be able to win next time. It's all not over yet. He was very, very upset. I'm not sure why, but he was definitely upset. Minister for Sports, Mustafa, was there with all the other important people. We're going to show you a video after the game where you see the GFA president, Keto Kreku, and Randy Abe walking off the camera. This was the attendance. We tried to capture this video for the attendance of the Black Stars. It was very, very well attended. It was a very well attended game, and I thought that the Black Stars really should have at least won the game by 1-0. Kwesi Appiah was there. Incidentally, when we closed, some people at the VIP when we were having a chat, some people were happy for Kwesi Appiah, and I thought, wow, is that bizarre? What is it? Kwesi Appiah is Ghanaian, but this is the Ghana Black Stars who have not been able to pick up a point for the African Cup of Nations, which is so crucial. If the Black Stars don't qualify for the African Cup of Nations, it will be the first time in a very long time since the Ghanaian team have not qualified for the African Cup of Nations. There's another video. Let's see the other videos that show up. Okay, so this is at the police thing I was telling you about, viewers. So the police created an exhibition, and here is at the end of the stadium, outside the stadium, the crowd just moving away in a very unhappy manner, thinking that the Black Stars should have won this game. It would have been all celebration and all jama at the Accra Sports Stadium. Somehow, we're all happy to be there because we missed the Black Stars playing at the Accra Sports Stadium. The Black Stars have not played at the Accra Sports Stadium in a very, very long time. The support they got today was not as much as they get in the Osei Krom Stadium, but we did our best to make sure that the Black Stars were feeling good. I'll show you one last video, and then we move on to the text messages, and then we can go on to the analysis I wanted to do about the NDC's path to election victory and the MPP's path to election victory. Do you have the last video? Let's see it if you have it. Yeah, that's the last video, Dr. Randy Abe over there. Oh, the video started when they already passed. Okay, all right. Maybe they'll put it on again. That's Keto Kreku and Randy Abe and the GFA Chief of Staff walking away at the end of the game. That was captured by our own cameras at the Accra Sports Stadium. Well, we wait to hear from Otto Addo. I'm guessing that he will have a press conference sometime later today, or he's already had it, or something like that. And then when we hear from him, we'll know what the next step is for the Black Stars. Hard luck to the Ghana Black Stars, but it was a good game. It's time now for us to introduce our first set of text messages that's going to come around. Oh, no, they have something for me on Ekuya Donko. Yes, my good friend. Ekuya Donko is number 3 on the ballot. Ekuya Donko and Roman Fada. The guy's name is Roman Fada. That's Ekuya Donko's running mate. Hey, viewers, are you watching? Viewers, are you watching? Ekuya Donko's running mate. That's Asemo. What did Kim Paluta say? He said, "Yeah, the nina be asido, asido." This is going to be a very interesting election, but of course, all of this is important for Ghana's democracy. It shows that our country is truly multi-party. democracy. Congratulations to Ekuadonko and Roman Fada, who is her running mate. Can I now go to the text messages? I think so. I begin with Fatih, I guess. Okay, Fatih, you first. What are people saying?
All right, thank you, Paul. So this is coming from Moses Akugu, and Moses says, NDC with their reset mindsets failed to adapt to the changing dynamics of Ghanaian politics, chiefly changed by Dr. Bawumia from propaganda and insults to issues and policies-based politics. The NDC will be in opposition for a very long time if they continue in their trajectory, setting agendas and orchestrating demonstrations and inciting labor unions against the government or political opponents do not win votes in 2024 in Ghana. Another humiliating defeat awaits John Mahama. Aaron Bako says, good evening to you. The rule of law must prevail in order for us to maintain peace and harmony within our society. We must uphold the principle of justice and the current strikers. Lawyer Chobo says, honestly speaking, the NDC's biggest challenge was Apostle Owusu Bempah. Their primary hope was for him to lay hands and pray for Mr. Mahama, hoping this would change things. So they went to great lengths just to have him pray for their less appealing candidates. But God has already granted victory to Dr. Bawumia, inshallah. And lastly, coming from Charles, as officer says, like seriously, the menace of Galamsey is not a joke anymore. It's a disgrace that in this 21st century, human beings would allow this level of destruction to their environment and water bodies. What is more disheartening is that when you tell people, you find people defending this unattainable. What do you have for us?
All right, so Toby Bewefi says, NDC cannot mention even one policy till now. Wow. Moses also says, the NDC with their reset mindset failed to adapt to the changing dynamics of the Ghanaian politics, chiefly changed by Dr. Bawumia from propaganda and insult to issues and policies based on politics. The NDC will be in opposition for a very long time if they continue in this trajectory, setting agendas and orchestrating demonstrations and inciting labor unions against the government or political opponents do not win votes in 2024. Ghana, another humiliating defeat awaits them. Aaron says, in our increasingly polarized world, it can be easy to fall into the trap of letting political ideologies and concepts dictate our perceptions of others. We are bombarded with conflicting messages from media outlets and politicians, each trying to sway us on their side and demonize those who disagree. However, it is vital that we do not allow these influences to cloud our conscience and prevent us from seeing each other as fellow human beings. Joseph Opon says, as for Eyezuno dear, anytime they say it, what follows our lies? How can you say that the NDPP have brought Chinese to Ghana to do Galamsey without any evidence? Koku Behan has said that the NDC allowed Galamsey to go on without giving them trouble. So which political party actually allowed Galamseyers to increase in number? Baku Woba says that JM and the NDC are deploying all tactical gymnastics to make the MPP government unpopular to aid them win the elections. They think Ghanaian voters have short memories. Ghanaians will vote based on policies and not propaganda. Dr. Bawumia is winning the elections and there's no doubt about it. Largely, this one is from Alaji Bob, and he's a bit sad. He says, Paul, as for the Ghana Black Stars, the least said about them, the better. The nation should stop throwing money on them and concentrate on local games and groom the players. Assalamu alaikum to Vincent Akol, MP, Old Tafo Constituency. Sorry. All right, Sarah, what do you have for us?
From Aaron Babako Koko Misa. Politics should be a tool for nation building, not for sowing division and discord among the people. Political leaders must prioritize the well-being of the nation and its citizens over personal agendas. By fostering unity and understanding, we can create a stronger and more prosperous society for all. From Shey Umar, Mr. Paul, I like your analysis. And from Adam Yahuza Bunzalin Zangna. In fact, Mr. Paul, you are a honest journalist in Ghana here. I wonder why journalists would think he knows everything in all sectors of the economy. Some of them pretend to be neutral, but all their dishonesty analyses are for a particular party. God bless you, Paul. Back to you.
Okay, from Ibrahim Amarwa, he says, where is the African analyst, Ala Hassan Bello? Miss Jerry says, Dear Paul, I beg, no one should insult or attack Reverend Owusu Bempah. he is not God, but he is a true prophet. However, prophecies can change. He can come tomorrow and say, God now wants Bawumia. But our insults and attacks would have done some damage to our relationship with him. The man has NPP in his heart. From Nate Ben, he says, country broke, country no broke, we all day inside. Bawa says, hi Paul, Kwesi Appiah was left back and not left winger, please. King Bao says, good evening.
It's a left back, that's correct.
Okay. Kwesi Bao was saying the same thing too. Michael Addo is saying, we gave Otuado a good pitch to play on, and he is now telling us the Sudanese were lucky. I mean, how? Nana Owusu is saying, as for the Black Stars, I've always said that we need local strikers who are willing to die hard for the nation, not the current strikers. Lastly, from Mo Tijani, he says, it's unfortunate listening and watching some of our politicians in Ghana. The dishonesty is too much. Over to you, Paul.
All right, I have a text message here that I have to read. Today I didn't bring my reading glasses, so reading means I have to take off my sight and read it with my eyes. Then I have to take the phone back a little bit, you see. Sorry about that. It says, boss, good evening. The guy who just made the confession is called Aboro. He's the current Film Producers Association of Ghana FICPAC Public Relations Officer. He was Ward Executive 4 years in Rawlins's time, Branch Executive 4 years in Attamil's time, and rose to become a Shaiso constituency vice chairman for another 4 years. Also, he's in Kumasi. He left the NDC in 2016. His name is, the person writing to me is Nana Frimpong Ziga, Kesbin Media. Ah, okay. All right, that's an interesting one. Let's see that video again. Producer, if you don't mind. If you really don't mind, let's see that video again. Now we know who the guy is. He's left the NDC in 2016. He was branch executive and the Rawlins branch. He's a real, proper, bona fide, green blood NDC guy. Here he is.
NDC more. Kamijaya NDC nache. Yeah, because I could see some of me do we are sending me training because I'm the NDC in I was NDC communicator.
Am I way like like
we can't draw because that is what we do. We're under propaganda communication team. No? And at the end of black person can say white.
I said that case actually.
I break record in Kumasi. One of the TV stations. Let do so and I'm sorry I see a started program by 6:37. Me nyanga na ntuma tare. Me send pompono sa de koye but I defended at the end of the say me yana me say sa. Me want you do me light. Sometimes they will put you, they will put us, then they will train you. Muka munkasi, munesi. Ntuboza asemba kuna tobia. The communicator be a kawagane be the same thing intimacy.
Oh, okay.
So we learned a lot of lies from there, and I regret that one. But to say me nyang we are nyako podin bonya chimi. Maybe people munchang troda. Because yeah, I tried to do the best communication being Ghana Asida. The communication I'm doing for MPP, me who communicate to Ghana as or Yebi. What I do is.
All right, so after the break, we get on the touch screen to do some mathematical analysis. I've been learning some of these things from CNN. You know, when you're watching CNN in the election time, they have. Is it called Jon Stewart? So he's the guy on the touch screen for the elections. And so when he comes, he's plotting the Republican path to 270 electoral votes. And we are planning a big American election program for next Tuesday. Dr. Jessica Nku is going to produce that. And he's already working on it. We have a big story coming, and then we can finalize on the American election. But you see, he discusses, it's called Jon Stewart, I think. So he discusses the Republican path. So then I looked at him. And then I read about him, and I read some of the things he's been doing. So I sort of, to calibrate it for Ghana. So after the break, I'm going to touch screen to show you the NDC's potential path to election victory to clinch 50% plus 1, and the MPP's potential path to victory to clinch 50% plus 1. And then you can tell me which one is easier to achieve. We'll be updating it as we get along because we now have 8 weeks to the voting on 7th December. Later on next week, I'll be asking you, where would you be voting on 7th December? And we're going to continue with that game for a while. Where would you be voting? Where would you be voting? It's all too soon. The election is here with us. Who will win on 7th December? Who will be declared the winner on 10th December? The sole returning officer for the presidential election is a lady called Gina Dukwe-Mensah. God is with her, and so we expect that everything will be fine. After the break, election map, and then we have a good interview coming up. This is Good Evening Ghana is live. You can see behind me is 10:19, something like that. 19 minutes past the top of the hour, 10 o'clock. This is Good Evening Ghana is live. We'll be right back.
Choose the perfect prize every week and stand to win your choice of exciting prizes. All to get more of what matters to you. Exclusive to Betway. Betway, get way more. Terms and conditions apply. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18.
Apomode hunsem yemfen diagro. Enunti nese wonum edopapa nko a. Exodus Moringa capsules and Exodus Dandelion capsules. Efi Exodus ebusuanum mebe boa wa pomodem. Emu bia wo benya no betimi aboa wo. Nanso se woyi to no a wo betimi anom abom. Mebe boa papa. Se wonum Exodus Moringa capsules ne Exodus Dandelion capsules. Eboa mamoja di efusani yi. Na afei ebusi wo immune system no. Na kweti ayarewa ahodo. Minimi yi se nipa dodo na nim dia Moringa etimi ye. Na Dandelion so yenim enunti ne nkasa bebre enye mma apemfo ana abatan a oma enifo ana abofra a onya emfidumi Exodus ehu adanse die dos.
Now let me tell you why you should choose Safari Valley as your conference destination.
The new conference building combines modern amenities with the tranquility of nature, providing the perfect backdrop for your next seminar and corporate retreat.
The only conference destination with so many activities. You don't have to travel to visit your tennis club, the gym, or the stables. They have it all.
Enjoy this rooftop viewing deck, basking in the sunlight with the sight of wild animals roaming freely in their natural habitat.
At my break, I'm able to practice my putting.
It's a unique experience that sparks creativity and rejuvenates the mind.
Visit Safari Valley Eco Resort in Ghana, bringing you closer to nature.
In a fast-growing urban environment like Accra, safety is as important as the air that we breathe. Hear the real stories from those who now feel safe like never before with Response One.
One night, I heard the glass shattering. Armed robbers had broken in. Before I could react, the alarm blared and the lights flashed, and Response One was already on their way. Within minutes, the security was at my door and the armed robbers had fled. I never want to be that scared again. And now I know with Response One, I never will.
Don't wait for tragedy to strike. Protect your home with Response One's monitored alarm system and our theft protection guarantee. Immediate response, real protection. Response One, stay connected, stay protected.
Ago Ghanaman, within some defrikua, a Jumakuan chain and mammo. Yet the qua mixture by Muji to Mukama, after the Fofraba, qua plus mixture, and a qua empty mixture. Qua mixture, a bois, amonipiduena, Hodeno, no qua plus mixture, into a bow immune system for qua mixture, and the qua plus mixture for bois pumude. Afenso, yet the malaria draws at a tree abbejasso. They did the qua empty mixture. Qua mixture, qua plus mixture, and the qua empty mixture, and ye mapping for a mamma colano for, and in cola, Umundi in fear duminu. She say, why a test? I chess or malaria more want to be a womujimu, and son a wafa qua empty mixture. Opedu tour. Frequa, a Jumekuno, a war 0244 726611 and 059 165 5778. FDA, Aji, a gradient cratui at all.
All be lie.
Thank you, boss. See you next week. Yo, where is my passport? Where is my passport? Yo, man, I want to Waba.
What is that about?
And then special.
Give me my passport. You made me pay for express for 24 hours and yet it's not in.
You told me that you are telling me this. What's going on? Hello.
This man here has taken my money. That within 24 hours he will do my passport for me.
Oh, the same applies to me. He told me last night. He's telling me this week. Process. That's what they do. Yeah. Oh, madam. Just relax. I'll get for you in 24 hours.
Hey, Goroma. So you never change? Eh? You get passport for someone within 24 hours, Madam Obwa. See, the normal working hours is 9 to 5. Eh? Not 24 hours, I'm fat. You guys have made a very big mistake by trusting these people. Now, through digitalization, passport application has been made so easy. Now, you don't need to stress yourself and join any long queue for your passport. All you have to do is to log on to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs website and begin your application by buying a passport application voucher online. Simple and easy. And very soon, all you need to get your passport will be your Ghana card. What is it true? Obiza. It is possible.
Sure. Boot number 1 on the ballot.
Hello, my name is Roland Walker. I'm here at Coastal Park. It's one of the many courts belonging to estate masters, and they are into service plots, property management, and luxury homes. And just in case you want to make that decision to invest into a landed property, estate masters is the right choice to make. If it is from an indenture, a site plan, you want it also barcoded, all is available. You might have heard about Chopoli. It's where we have the next cottage of estate masters. It is not only one of the thriving, but the most inviting landed property sites for you also to invest in. We encourage you, do invest in the next cottage at Chopoli. It is just close to the yet to be demarcated airport. That also will be a valuable property for you to invest in.
Cratchy, unemu bua unkoisha Dr. Ban uye denwa.
Oh, Mr. Yamfani call me buru.
Mami do buru. Don't ya tell me ko. Bra, mumi Yamfani call Dr. Ban ho.
Dr. Ban oya de.
Bra, se banu no mpemu adwuma sasabro slow Dr. Ban oye.
Say ni kemi kona meka. Oh no mpemu nimdi onu na ye expect nya zanfo no. O akra eni Kumasi no mpemu expect yen kan kire o.
Gone were the days one had to use or his or her savings or break the bank to own a home in Ghana. Tezprom Estates Limited, a leading property development company, is turning people's dreams into reality. The company has introduced a pioneering concept, Build Now Pay Later, offering a unique payment plan that spans 15 years. This innovative approach has made it possible for many Ghanaians to own their dream homes without breaking the bank. At Tezprom Estates Limited, we are dedicated to delivering exceptional quality and customer satisfaction in all aspects of our business. Our commitment is reflected in how we build to suit your preference, which prioritize excellence, integrity, and customer centricity. Our pricing is cost-effective. You can visit our office at the Old Melcom, Achimota, Accra to register at a fee of 300 Ghana cedis or call us for more information. Contact us now.
This is my secret. Give us P capsules. From now on to me, to my ding one pen. Give us P capsules. Over to us, Mama. Oh no, enemy lawyer.
And to lawyer, no, not show bottom.
Are you bro? Then upon a permission about Siamwa as a Niji.
What's
No. Nige nefu akawo. The friend give us coal capsules. Say yes is yare na wo so. Coal di do ni pedem wani na wo posa amamman entimi ma wunja wonan yi. Unum give us coal capsules ah. Ubeye free.
Lawyer.
Give us coal capsules.
And I give us P capsules.
Hey, and they give us free.
Ube Chinasuma
capsules.
And men what if you do what you do ever. Give us core capsules. A pain for a batter one more menu for one and quadra when if you do me come.
You the answer to my prayers. You with me every
How is your internship?
To be honest, I'm so nervous about starting this new role on Monday.
Oh, please. I know you'll be great at it. You should be worried about what benefits they have. Example, do they have health insurance?
I doubt they will have that for interns. But no shaking. I have NHIS already.
After you're on a line, ting.
Ina, look at you. What are you going to do in your office when you can just download the app to register for an NHIS membership?
Yes, my people. You heard right. You can now download and register your membership on my NHIS app. No long queues or tedious paperwork. All you need is your Ghana card to register for yourself and for others. Once you register, you get a new digital NHIS card on your phone. My NHIS app gives you access to credentialed health facilities and services across the country. NHIS covers over 95% of disease conditions in Ghana. Access to healthcare just got easier.
Now let me sign up quickly. Please, Seth, I'm starting work next month.
Auntie Esi. Now then I want to what time over me one money my busa.
Auntie Emma. Bacho, me be near school mu kwan. University. Na scan year 2005. Anya dey amenya. Ti ma yimi ntoma sama de bro na paper bi kakra. No the farmer me.
O we nya su mensu fantoma no kotofi. Enti wonte say John Dramani Mahama. Ene NDC for say nyame ya adom na Ghana for to abama na. Wo ba Aba University bia, Technical University, College of Education, Nursing Training, woman nyina academic fees for first year. Eye free. No. Yes.
Adama Ujiti.
Atadwen, another matter then there. Auntie Esi. Hey, she ebiem. Was say, enka nebo sia na obo wo ma omo to school so no. Se na obo ne ba ko a, se wo so obesi ho. E dia ma oma omo to so no.
Ane enyanyame Sir John Mahama.
Ye chame so mu kra ne se. Ye nuanom a omo di dem asabi bread asa. Omo ko school to no. Was say wo mu nyina wo ba. Eye free.
Ane Samba.
Yes.
Enka me ko nanka na ye 7 December. Nanka ya to aba na my papa Mahama. Amana be ye president.
Hwe wasitne moto aba pa. E de sakra ya papa beba wa brabo mu. To aba mo John Mahama ne NDC.
Ha! Okay, Throwback Thursday. So I'm going to do what John King does on CNN. I'm going to attempt to do what John King does on CNN. My prompter here will be helping me with some numbers. You won't see him, but he'll be telling me some numbers. I'm going to plot for you viewers the MPP and the NDC's path to victory in election 2024. How shall we start? Shall we start with the NDC? Maybe they are the opposition party, so let's start with them. Okay, so this is the map of election 20. This is the Ghana map. And we're going to put figures in for election 2020. Okay, so we're going to pick the regions where NDC won and the regions where they lost. That will be the same for MPP in the vice versa, isn't it? Okay, so Mikhail, tell me, the NDC won Northern region by what margin? And viewers, I'm referring to presidential election. Presidential. By what margin? You know, we know what the parliament is, 137, 137. Parliament was split right down the middle. So what was the margin? Do you have it? Just around 68. 68? Northern region, the old northern region. So NDC won northern region by 68K votes against the NPP. All right. The NDC also won the Volta region, obviously. Do we know the margin with which they won the Volta region? 506,027. Okay, that's impressive. 506,027. All right. So the NDC won the northern region by 506. NDC also won Greater Accra region. Do we know the margin by which they won Greater Accra region? The margin by which they won? Yeah, 100,000. Okay. Greater Accra, 100,000. Okay. The NDC also won, I believe, is it Bono? Did the NDC win Bono? No. Did you say Bono? No, the NPP won Bono. The NPP won Bono by what margin? 89,000 for the MPP victory in Bono. Ahafo, who had Ahafo? NDC? Ahafo was the NPP Oh, say it well.
29369.
That's 29,000. Yes. Okay. So I have for region, MPP wins by 2969. 29369. 29,360. Okay, let me clean it. Let me clean it right away. So let me write it here. So it's been 29369. Okay. Ashanti, MPP won Ashanti, obviously. What was the margin? 1.14 Okay, 1.14 million. Okay, then the Eastern region was won by the MPP. Do we know the margin?
Eastern region by about
200,000. 200K. Okay, so Eastern region and Ashanti region gives MPP a starting lead, if these results are anything to go by, of 1.3 million votes that the NDC must claw back to be able to win the election. Okay, if you look at the political map of Ghana, you will see that the NDC has an easier path to win parliament than the MPP. But the presidential, the MPP has an easier path to win the presidential than the NDC. And this is how the demographics left us. What they did in 1992, informing the constitution and informing constituencies, that's what you see here. So you will see, and that is why, historically, you will find that NDC wins more regions. But eventually, sometimes they lose the presidential, as happened in the 2020 elections, as perhaps happened in 2016's elections, as indeed happened in 2008, when MPP had won only 2 regions in the presidential, but were leading the NDC by 100,000. So the MPP's path to a presidential victory is not as complicated as the NDC, but the MPP's path to a parliamentary victory is particularly difficult. And that's why you can see that the NDC can split parliament 137, and they are 500,000 behind. Because at the outset of the presidential election, the NDC will have to claw back 1.3 million votes. So if you are using 2020 figures, by the time the election starts, 7 December, voting is over at 6 p.m. Bang, the MPP has 1.3 million that the NDC must claw back. But it's not complicated for the NDC to claw back. Let me show you why. Because NDC has 500,000 votes in Volta region. That's in the bag. So the MPP's 1.3 million is immediately reduced by 500,000. So you take about if you take 500,000 from one, then you have 800,000. So now the NDC reduced the number straight by 800,000. That's how the election analysis are done on election night, and I've been there so many times. So on election night, in the MPP strong room and the NDC strong, this is what they are doing. The NDC strong room is looking for the margin in Ashanti. From 11 p.m., that's what they are checking. What is the margin in Ashanti? The MPP is also checking the Volta region margin, and they are keeping an eye on the Ashanti margin. NDC, if they have to win the elections, whenever they won the elections, they've done better in Eastern region than losing by 200,000. So if the NDC's path to win this election, Greater Accra will be won by the NDC. It looks very much like that. It's a regional capital all over the world. If you look at the election analysis, regional capital, the opposition normally wins. There's a lot of concern, economic situation, the dollar ratio, all of that is much pronounced in the regional capital and big cities than anywhere else. Greater Accra is going to be the melting pot for that. But the thing with Greater Accra is that the NDC won it by 100,000 here. But they were losing Central Region. Let me write it here. Central Region, NDC were losing Central Region by 70,000. So the 70,000 quickly brought the Greater Accra to 30,000 in terms of the deficit, looking at the national routes to win the presidential. Now, if the 70,000 reduces the 100 to deficit, then this 30,000 can be swallowed up by the Ashanti situation and still have Eastern region's 200 intact. There's 800 more to go because Volta region has taken out that. Okay. So the NDC's path to victory is this. The NDC need to consolidate their gain in Greater Accra region. They have to win it. And the 2020, they won it by 100,000. They would have to probably maintain the same or win it by 130, 150. Then they are getting somewhere. Because once they win Greater Accra by 130 or 150, and they're able to keep Volta region at 500,000, that 150 comes onto 500,000 and is reducing the Ashanti deficit. For the NDC to be comfortable, they also have to win Central region, and that's why you will notice that in most of the elections the NDC wins, they win Central region, they win Greater Accra region. If they win Greater Accra region, but they don't win Central region, then they're going to have a problem. Because Ashanti is going to be as it is. Well, Ashanti at this rate is showing 72% of MPP victories. What is giving them 1.4? If the MPP also want to win, they will have to be securing at least, that is if they want to win early. When I say early, I mean by 2 a.m. on December 7th, you want to win like happened in 2016. In 2016, by midnight on December 7th, there was celebration in the MPP camp. You call them, they say, Charlie, it's over. How did they know it's over? If you are picking Ashanti 75%, and you are picking Central region and you are winning Eastern region, you are getting there. And you are MPP, you are almost there. For the NDC, you have to win Greater Accra region, which I think is in the bag for the NDC in this election. The margins, I'm not sure. Some people put the margins at 50,000, some put at 70,000. That is so tight, but the NDC is most likely to win it. Then they have to win Greater Accra and win Central. If on election night, the results are coming in and Central region and is going away from NDC, then that's going to be a problem for them. If the results are coming in Greater Accra region and NDC are sort of leading, but the margins are small, that's going to be a problem for them. Let's go over to look at the other ones. Western North. What was the margin in Western North in 2020? 21,000 in favor of who? Okay. So NDC won Western North by 21,000, 21K. Okay, and then Western itself? In favor of the MPP. MPP won Western region by 41,000. And then I'll come to the North in a minute, viewers. I'll come there, but let's look at it. Okay, so the NDC's path to victory. Win Greater Accra at least by 100,000 or a bit more. Win Central region or do not lose Central region by more than 20,000. Even if the MPP were to win and they win by 15,000, that kind of thing, it's still okay for the NDC. They need to win Central region or not lose by 20,000. If they win Greater Accra by less than, and I'm giving you a clue for election night, and I'll do it again as we go along, but watch this. If the results are coming and the NDC is winning Greater Accra by less than 100 and losing Central region, the night is going to be very long for them. On the other side, if the MPP results coming from Ashanti and the MPP is doing, say, less than 70% of the margin, it's going to be a very long night for the MPP. Then they will have to look for other places. Let's come to the analysis of the northern part of Ghana, because this is my first John King effort. I'll be doing it again. Let's come to the northern part of Ghana. Okay, here in the north, the NDC won the northern region by 68,000 votes. This is where it's going to be crucial. Look for Mahama Ayarige's video. If you have it, then you let me know. Mahama Ayarige's video. Now, this is where the Dr. Bawumia effect is going to come in. If the Dr. Bawumia effect that the MPP are expecting to happen really happens, you will find on voting night that the margins with which the NDC is winning the northern region is not looking at it will be 68,000. It's probably looking less. The NDC also won the Savannah. Can you tell me by what the margin is? Savannah. The Savannah region. What was the difference with which the NDC won? 60,000. Whoa, that's kind of small. Okay, 60K for the Savannah in favor of the NDC. All right, Upper East and Upper West are not much, but they are important. So NDC won here by 68K in the northern region, 60K in the Savannah region. I think this is why the NDC lost the presidential election. You know why? Because if you are NDC and the northern region, you are winning by only 68,000 when you should be winning by 170, 200, 220, 250, then you are in trouble. If the results start coming in and the so-called Bawumia effect, which is largely expected by the MPP, works in the northern region, and the results are coming in, if the MPP is winning the northern region, then it's going to be a long night for the NDC. All other things being equal. Except we have some significant surprises where the NDC is picking, say, 35% of Ashanti on voting night, then you are getting somewhere. You're getting to. But if all things remain equal and the results are coming in and NPP is picking up the northern region, that's awkward. So if the NPP picks up any of the NDC seats in any of the NDC regions, that's interesting. Let's see the NDC region. Upper East, Upper West, Northern, Savannah. All of them are potentially NDC. If NPP is picking any of these up on election night, that's concerning. If the NDC, however, is winning the central region and winning the Greater Accra region, the two together, that's concerning for the NPP, except if the margins are small. if it's a marginal win, if say MPP, NDC wins Central Region by 10,000 and Greater Accra by 50,000, and NPP can ignore that. If they are doing 72%, 75% in Ashanti, they can ignore that. So it's all about the margins. I'll get back to this analysis another time very, very soon, and then we can share with it. But it will be on social media, so those of you who are interested, let's look at it. This is Good Evening Ghana's special John Kane presentation on the path to victory. We'll do it again next week, where we come with better figures, where we narrow it down to some constituencies that will make the difference, etc., etc. All of that is coming. It's 18 minutes at the top of the hour, 10 o'clock. Let's move on with the show. So what did Domahini say? Domahini said something about Mahamudu Bawumia. Let's have a look at it, and then they'll pick it up. So do you need this to go off by, should I touch something? Okay. I should just close it. No, it's not a video. It's coming on the touch screen. All right, let's do some text messages and they come and take. Let's do one text messages and then they can take it off. Okay, get ready, ladies. All right. Oh, it's already here. Great, thank you. Domahini, we doubted Agenda 111, but you have proven us wrong. Oh, okay. Let me just clean up my John King election analysis, and then we can get on with the. So you can see clearly, viewers, isn't it? Okay, great. As it says, this is Bawumia shaking hands with Domahini. We doubted Agenda 111, but you've proven us wrong. Domahini to Bawumia. Okay, oh, this is interesting. It's not even an article, it's interesting. But that's the point I was making. The point I was making about the Bawumia and his character, you know. This is Domahini, who is been at loggerheads with government policy and government stuff for a long time. And here he is applauding Dr. Bawumia that when they said Agenda 111, it was doubted. But now here we are with Agenda 111 coming. Okay, all right. Yes, so this is, the story is now here. It says the paramount chief of Doma Traditional Council and president of the Bono House of Chiefs, Osajefo Osadieyo Ajimanbedu II, has expressed renewed confidence in the government's Agenda 111 initiative following a recent courtesy visit from the Vice President, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. During the Vice President's tour, the chief and his elders participated in a stakeholder consultation forum held on Wednesday, October 9th at the Domahini Palace, where they engaged in discussions on various developmental issues affecting the region. In his remarks, Domahini acknowledged the initial skepticism surrounding Agenda 111, but noted that the government's commitment and progress have dispelled the doubts. He highlighted the initiative's potential to improve healthcare facilities in the area, emphasizing the positive impact it could have on the community's well-being. The chief also took the opportunity to discuss the One District, One Factory project in Doma East, urging for further development projects to be introduced in the region. Furthermore, the chief expressed his support for Vice President Bawumia's campaign, wishing him success as he seeks to lead the nation. He reiterated the importance of continued collaboration between traditional leaders and the government to drive development initiatives that align with the community's needs and aspirations. In addressing environmental concerns, Osajefo Osadieyo Ajimanbedu II voiced his strong opposition to illegal mining, commonly known as galamsey. He urged the government to take decisive action to curb the menace, stressing the need for sustainable practices to protect the environment for future generations. Mr. Vice President, quote, Mr. Vice President, it is true, we chiefs don't do politics, but as your spokesperson, Dr. Gideon Boakum mentioned during the introduction that we can not close our eyes to the many development interventions your government has brought to Ghana and also Doma Mine. Here at Doma, we are very much aware of the many road improvements you have brought to us. We can boast of asphalt here, and even my palace has benefited from it. That was Domahini commending the superstar politician of Ghana and Africa, Alhaji Mahamudu Bawumia, my favorite candidate and the #1 on the ballot. He doesn't have to be your favorite candidate, but if you think about what he has been able to achieve as the Vice President of Ghana and you're looking at it, you may consider looking at what he has done and assume that when he becomes president, he will do more. But that's a decision for every Ghanaian to take. And it is true that if every Ghanaian were to look at the record, many will think that it should be Dr. Bawumia, but it's an individual decision for everyone. On our part, here is our birthday dedication to Alhaji Mahamudu Bawumia. As we celebrate the birthday of Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, here's a calculation about his age, election 2024, and his position as #1 on the ballot. The coincidental birthday estimation. With 61 days left until the elections, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia turns 61. That is 6 plus 1 is equal to 7, where 7 is the election day in December. Now, the NDC is number 8 on the ballot. 8 minus 7 is equal to #1, which just happens to be Dr. Bawumia's position on the ballot. But beyond that, it is the record of Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia as a politician that creates the buzz about this new NPP leader. His tenacity and campaign style, which has always focused on issues, data, and policy initiatives. Here is Mahamudu Bawumia campaigning in the 2012 election.
Was what allowed us as the NPP under President Kufuor to introduce the National Health Insurance against the protests of the NDC. We didn't stop there. We added the National Youth Employment Program. We added the school feeding program, the capitation grant program, the Metro Mass Transit program, the free maternal care program, the Maslow program, the LEAP program, and all of these programs from a HIPIC low-income economy. And this is why we are very confident that with the oil resources, we can certainly deliver the free senior secondary school education that Nana Akufo-Addo has promised.
The 2012 campaign was massive on free SHS. It was the same election that Mahamudu Bawumia and Akufo-Addo lost to John Dramani Mahama. Yes, they lost the election, but they won the campaign and they kept their promise alive. Here is Nana Akufo-Addo, also in 2012, focusing on education and free SHS.
I don't think it's a secret that I have made education the top priority in the future Akufo-Addo government, God willing. And I'm doing so for a very simple reason. The development of our human resources is the single most important matter that we have to address and resolve, if indeed we are going to transform our economy and generate prosperity for the mass of our people.
This particular 2012 campaign even produced a song on free SHS.
Teacher fest, hooray! Mothers and fathers, aunties and uncles, grandma and grandpa, help the children of Ghana by voting for Nana Akufo-Addo and the NPP for free SHS.
Oh, help the NPP to help us go all the way through. Free SHS is the key. Vote for Nana and the NPP. Thank you.
We are happy, we thank you, Nana. We are happy, we thank you, Nana Akufo-Addo. We are very, very happy. The children of Ghana are so happy with the free SHS. Free senior high school, quality education. Teacher fest,
ultimately, though, it was Mahamudu Bawumia's narrative that stood out clearly.
Was what allowed us as the MPP under President Kufuor to introduce the National Health Insurance against the protests of the NDC. We didn't stop there. We added the National Youth Employment Program. We added the school feeding program, the capitation grant program, the Metro Mass Transit program, the free maternal care program, the Maslock program, the LEAP program, and all of these programs from a HIPIC low-income economy. And this is why we are very confident that with the oil resources, we can certainly deliver the free senior secondary school education that Nana Akufo-Addo has promised.
Election cycles later, Dr. Bawumia has been vice president for almost 8 years, and on policy, he has so much to say, with so much confidence and so much credibility.
I believe that as vice president, the policies I have championed or initiated have impacted or will impact the lives of virtually every Ghanaian. I have, with the full blessings and support of my boss, promised and delivered on many groundbreaking policies that are happening for the first time in our history. These include championing the Ghana Card, Agenda 111, e-pharmacy, Ghana.gov, one constituency, one ambulance, Zongo Development Fund, paperless ports, motor insurance, database, renewal of NHIS on your mobile phone, Ghana Card number as your TIN number, SNID number, NHIS number, zip line, delivery for drones, gold for oil, gold purchase program, and so on, and so on, and so on.
So, that is the modern politician, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. So obvious is Bawumia's formidability that on his birthday, critical civil society voice Franklin Cudjoe even had this to say about Bawumia. Happy birthday, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. You are gifted. You changed the way politics was run in Ghana. You moved us from spin and propaganda to trading fact-based policies during elections. That was Franklin Cudjoe. As we have all come to see, Dr. Bawumia is just great, and he has changed our politics, hasn't he?
Mr. Vice President, I covered the NPP presidential primaries in 1998. I covered election 2000. I covered the NDC contest for election 2004, the one between Mills and Kwesi Botwe. I covered election 2004, 2008, 12, 16, 20. I have never seen a presidential candidate, whether in opposition or in government, focusing his campaign to the people about policy initiatives and policies that have been achieved. I also covered the UK election in 2001 for Tony Blair, and I covered also the UK election in 2019. You will find in those places that they were always articulating policy, what can be done, what can be solved. You will find here in all of those historical elections that we were not doing that until Mahamudu Bawumia arrived on the scene. Mr. Vice President, whatever happens in December, you have changed the politics of Ghana and Africa for a long time to come. I have nothing more useful to add except that God bless you.
Thank you, Paul.
God bless you.
Happy birthday to the Vice President, the NPP candidate, the #1 on the ballot, and the first leader of Northern extraction for the new patriotic party. Good luck to Dr. Bawumia on 7th December. We have an interview from Alpha Promotions, Henry, right? Henry and Michelle will be talking to us. She says her name is Michael. I'm insisting it's Michelle. We'll have a look at that in a minute. But before then, though, let's go to our social media editors and pick some text messages about our John King, not John Stewart. John Stewart is a comedian, I've been told. Sorry about that. John King of CNN. John King of CNN is who I was referring to. Is Fatih ready for the text messages? I think she is. What are people saying?
All right. Thank you, Paul. So this is coming from Derek. And Derek says, Mahama doesn't even campaign on his own achievements, and that's very surprising. Master Planner Jr. from Kentampo says, the greatest political analysis in Ghana. After listening to this fantastic analysis, I can confidently draw conclusions on who will be winning in this 2024 elections, and it's indeed possible. Bawumia means business. Now, coming from Samuel Fusubai, says, good evening, Paul, and your lovely people. The reality is that Akufo-Addo's government was destined to God to rectify the socio-economical phenomenon in the jurisdiction which had been in the system since Nkrumah's CPP era up to John Mahama's era. God prophetically and strategically brought Akufo-Addo and Bawumia to clean, sanctify, and promote joy in the Ghanaian people's lifestyle. As regards to this, any obnoxious and erroneous and nefarious opposition party which attacks the NPP government machinery will crash on dry rocks and be defunct. God bless our homeland Ghana and make her great and strong. What do you offer us?
Right, so this one is from Derek Bonny. He says, Apostle Paul, you made the wisest statement of all. From that day, you have earned my respect. Is it Dr. Bawumia's sin to be born a Muslim? It is about the person who can transform our country and bring good policies and governance. Mahama said pastors, imams who prayed for Bawumia are hypocrites. That doesn't mean, or can we conclude that the pastor who went and prayed for Mahama is also a hypocrite? Let us Ghanaians focus on data and policies. Weston says, watching you live in New York City, Apostle Paul, you are intelligent. God bless you and your crew. Jesus turned water into wine. Who says it is not possible? Greetings to my family at Kwadaso. All right. Gideon says, Paul, there's a guy called Steven on MSNBC who does electoral statistics. He does a good job. You should follow him also. Emmanuel says, it is better for the MPP to stop Galamsey and lose this election than lose this election without stopping the Galamsey. I am saying this for the cause of the future elections to come, or maybe if this election is the MPP's last contesting election, fine. They can ignore stopping the Galamsey. If not, they should do something about it, even though I think they have a better chance as winning if they do. Lastly, from Atta, he says, Paul, please do not be amazed by Tamaklu's insulting and disrespectful rantings. That is the hallmark of the kind of lawyer that he is. All right, Tara, what do you have?
From Frederick Nkrumah, I have never seen a politician endowed with so much policies like Nana and Bawumia. Without insults, these two bring to bear so many policies such that it's even difficult to find fault with them. I pray Bawumia is crowned the winner in this year's election. God bless our homeland Ghana. And from Master Planner Junior Kintampo, the greatest political analysis in Ghana. After listening to this fantastic analysis, I can confidently draw conclusions on who will be winning the 2024 elections. It is indeed possible. Bawumia means business. Back to you.
For me, I was reading text messages from my viewers. Okay, I have Alpha Promotions in the studio, and I'm delighted to welcome Henry and Michelle. Michael,
Yes.
why do you like to say you're Michael?
I'm Michaelina. That's the female version of Michael, which means the one who resembles God.
One who
it's
resembles
quite
God?
unique. Yes.
Oh, the Archangel Michael is
Yes.
one who resembles God.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. And so you
Yeah.
like that, you like to keep that name.
Yes, it's unique.
Great. Henry, tell us first about Alpha Promotions, the foundation Alpha Promotions. What do you guys do?
So, thank you very much, Paul. Alpha Promotions Youth Foundation is a youth development program. It's a program that is designed for young people. It is made to inspire emerging leaders to be able to pick up employability skills and therefore prepare them and make them better to succeed in life. So I've been running this with my partner, Mr. Sam Adams, who I'm sure you've met. So what we do is just we believe that learning doesn't only take place in the classroom. So as much as classroom is so good and gathering a lot of certificates may be fantastic, but not everyone goes through school with acquiring more practical skills for some real jobs. Some acquire some kind of, they deepen in the knowledge area, cognitive domain becomes so strong. And even for such like ones as well, there is the need for them to learn some stuff. For example, Paul, how difficult it will be to teach a child how to ride a bicycle in a classroom. I can guess what will happen. The teacher will teach the first part, the history of bike making. The next part is to draw a bicycle on the board and to label the part. And the last part, the most essential, is to describe how bicycle is being ridden. And then in the exams, there will still be a sheet of paper, and this person has to answer the first questions about bike making, label the part, and write and say you hop on a bike, you hold kinesthetic energy and all of that, and you get 100%. And you go home and you tell your parents, well done, you now know how to ride a bicycle. And of course, Paul, we know that's not true. So not every learning would take place in the classroom. Therefore, Alpha Promotion takes young people and provide them with valuable skills, like just the last camp we finished with Michaelina and her team, where young people within 3 days have all come up with their own business plans. They've given names to their businesses, and as we speak now, some of them are on the edge of starting a business, which perhaps they wouldn't have done. SHS graduates.
Ah, okay. So Michael is an example of that. So Michael, how did you get in touch with Alpha Promotions?
So when I was in Form 3 in St. Martin's Senior High School, there was a drama championship.
St. Martin's in Samam?
Yes.
Oh, good.
There was a drama championship. So prior to the drama championship, there was a leadership forum, and I was the head prefect of my school, actually. So I was intrigued by this forum and learning that they'll be having an after...
Which year did you finish, sorry?
2024. This
year. This year, you're just coming out of senior secondary school. Oh, great. Congratulations then.
Thank you.
Your results are out?
Not yet.
Oh, you'll get it.
Yes.
All right, go on.
So when I learned about the camp, I applied to go for the camp because I learned we are going to learn how to start a business, financial independence, and we know most of these things are not taught in school. Yes, so we want to be financially independent, so why not acquire knowledge to become the person you want to be? So I was selected for the camp. I went for the camp, God being so good, and I learned a lot of things. You know, one wonderful thing I learned, I always have a lot of business plans in my head, you know, but it's as if it would take me 24 hours to write a business plan. But when I went for the camp, in 30 minutes, I was able to write a business plan, fully conked, capital, my niche, the name, everything, and it made it so simple. So it's not just...
Is it an AI-aided something?
It's personal initiative, and also we have mentors to guide us in making these plans, some of the criteria, some things to touch on when you're making these plans. So it makes it very, very simple.
I see. So what particular business did you look at?
For me, one of the things I love is fashion, the way people look. And I learned most people are not confident about the way. It's like social media has created a certain phase where you must look like this, you must look like this. So I was inspired to go for a clothesline business, which is Lena Signature Style. So you're encouraged to embrace your body type and wear the kind of dress that suits you and matches up your self-confidence. So that's the business I went in for.
So what skills have you acquired?
One of the skills I've acquired, although I don't see myself as a timid person, but I can say this camp has really boosted my self-confidence very, very much. Teamwork skills, one of the things I learned from the camp, setting up a business, which is very crucial because most people go to school, get degrees and want to work. But who should create the job for you to come and work? Why not you create the opportunities yourself, take personal initiatives, which will go a long way, not impacting you as an individual, but other young people and especially the youth at large. So these are some of the skills I gained at the camp.
What do you plan to do in the future? Are you going to university and then focus on dressmaking and fashion and textile industry, something like that?
So, aside fashion, I'm a lover of law. I won't lie to you. Yes, I love law.
The principles of law?
Yes. I love law. I like to speak for people. I like to advocate for issues that address people's needs. So going into university, I'm going to study law. But that shouldn't drive my focus from the business because I have passion, not just for law, but for also fashion as well. So time management is a very key priority of mine in managing and apportioning time for each and everything that I do. So I'm going to focus on these two things.
I like the confidence with which you speak. Your parents must be very proud. Are they around?
Yes, they are watching.
They're watching. Are they in Accra?
Yes.
From where? Which part of Accra?
East Legon.
Oh, they're in East Legon watching. Okay, hi parents. Thank you very much. You raised an amazing, amazing daughter. She's going to be great. She's going to be a great lawyer in future. Do you want to be the Chief Justice?
Why not?
Ah, there you go. Whoa, I like that. 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 Okay, so Henry, so where do you find the young people from?
We work in the schools. Paul, we've been doing this for over the last 13 years and still counting. And so on the 18th of this month, we have the National Drama Championship at the National Theatre.
Oh, 18th October, that's soon.
We have 18 schools who have made it to the grand finale.
Drama.
We want to see which school. We started restoring drama after the COVID in the schools.
Okay.
To give young people the opportunity to express themselves. The greatest thing is that through the drama, there's a lot of, skills that young people acquire. They work in a team, so they gain teamwork skills. They gain communication skills. So some of them can end up coming to do some of the things you do.
And they act as doctors,
skills,
as lawyers,
acting.
as all. Speaking on stage
And
is very, very
And they
crucial.
write the script as well. So writers
wow.
are being developed through this, and they become the stage managers. So managerial parts come in. Some of them are taking care of the group and everything. We have 18 of them battling for the big trophy this time to see who takes this. So we go around the schools to get this selection done.
Metro TV, insightful and inspiring moments.
Has Christianity always been one of the religions in the world to you?
Oh, hallelujah. Praise God. Christianity is not a religion, neither is it a joining of a church and doing the Christian things like praying and giving and so on. Hallelujah. Christianity is the outworking of God's own kind of life.
this is I'm passionate about the development of young people. I feel that they're coming out of school to look for a job, but some of them don't understand. You see, one of the things is that they learn a lot, but how to implement it is the problem. Like, we've learned a lot of knowledge is stored in this head. How do I make it practical? And so we take the opportunity to say, look, you've got everything. School's giving you all of this to get going. And I believe that we will be producing great emerging leaders. Have majority of them, like, she has a lot of her friends watching now who are part. They're recruiting more young people who will be privileged to also go and do this.
So apart from St. Martin's, which school are you in?
It's a lot. It's really a lot. So there's St. Martin's.
Are you in Presec?
We have not done Presec, but in Accra, Wesley Grammar, Accra Girls. We have done St. Thomas Aquinas, Ebenezer Senior High. We were, unfortunately, that was when they started the WASI, and so the hall was fully packed, so we had to postpone that particular program. And then in Eastern Region, from Benkum Senior High through Cinco Foridria, particularly,
I think
Macrosec. We move into Macrosec, Yellow Crop was secondary, Agina Senior High School, then into Odan Senior High School. We move into Akroso and all those schools, quite a lot of schools.
Whoa. That's interesting. So, what would you tell students who will hear about Alpha promotions coming to their schools? What should they do? Which aspects of it affect your studies? Being like a member of the Alpha thing in school, did it affect your studies?
Well, I'll urge all students, especially in secondary school, that when opportunities like this come, you just grab it. It's a bite at a cherry, actually. It doesn't come very often, so you must take. And honestly, leadership is everywhere. Even as we are in this studio, there's a leader here.
You are the leader.
Okay. In our homes, in our offices, everywhere is leadership. So leadership is not for a category of people. It's not like some people are born to be amazed at how you are going to be transformed by the activities and everything. You'll be amazed, honestly.
Did you make friends there?
I did.
From other schools?
Yes.
Like who?
I made friends like Loretta. She's from Infantiman Girls. I met more Wesley Girls. Yeah, I made a lot of friends. And
you didn't make any male friends?
No. This camp was for females,
actually.
All
girls camp?
Yes, this camp was for females. So I made a lot of friends.
So I couldn't have come?
Yeah, even above the age.
Oh, above the age?
Yeah.
How do you know?
Yeah.
Video on social media, and then I think every Ghanaian should be proud of you. Yeah, so study at St. Martin's, head girl, you said?
Yes.
And now you're ready to go and study law?
Yes.
So have you applied for law?
Yes.
At the Faculty of Law, University of Ghana?
Yes, please.
My producer is just graduated from there. He's a new lawyer. So, and Fatih here is studying law. So, so you are in good company, you see. And behind them, there's some law books there that you can read. And Tara also studied law in France, the Obroni lady there.
Oh, I'm in the right place.
Boss, what's your last word on this one?
Well, first of all, let me just take the opportunity to thank you so much for letting us into the studio, because platforms like this help us to inspire more young people. We want to use the young people to inspire other young people. Though Sam is not with us, but he's been doing some fantastic job for Alpha Promotion, which I feel I need to commend him for that. And but to conclude, I just want to say that I just want to quote the words of Philip Adams, that the future is not some place we are going to. By making them, it changes both the maker and their destination. And young people, they live on hope. But adults, they live on memories. So let us give hope to these young people in our country, so that in their later age, but we can prepare our young people for the future. So we invite everyone who is passionate about youth development. Wherever you find yourself, let us all do our best and let us create a new crop of emerging leaders who would take our country to
Super. Next messages, Patty, one each, and then we are done.
So, people are so happy with your presentation, and Frederick says, that's a smart girl right there. Thanks to Akufo-Addo for the free SHS. I'm from Kwabena, says, pray my daughter grows like her.
Oh. That's so cute. All right, so Raymond says, I have followed political shows across the country and have never seen a journalist who presented issues as excellently as Paul Adomache of Good Evening Ghana. God bless. I'm watching my former boss, who was formerly of the British Council of Ghana, Henry Oyershow, was and still is a great leader. Ghana needs leaders like him. God bless you for bringing him to your show. And we are very grateful for that. All right, Tara.
And at last, we have Aliko Carlos saying Fatty will be a good lawyer.
Michael, later on.
Yeah.
Michael, when you got admission to the University of Ghana faculty, let us know, and then we'll contribute to buy you something to aid your studies.
Thank you very much.
It's always a pleasure. That's it for the week. Thanks be to God. Good night.